Test, 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 test. Gail, can you hear me? Gail, testing one, two, three. Gail, Gail, testing one, two, three. Test, test. Israel, it's so great to see both everybody who we know and all of our visitors today celebrating the bat mitzvah of Ava. It is also great to see our sanctuary full, which is something that we have long been awaiting, and are happy to share that first opportunity post-COVID, or at least post-beginning of COVID, and sharing this wonderful moment together. For our friends who this may be your first time in our sanctuary, we invite you to enjoy the celebration. Please remember to turn off or at least silence your pagers or your cell phones. I still have a pager, whatever. So we'll join together momentarily in celebration of both Ava and the Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
To be a Jew is to open eyes when others close them, to hear when others do not wish to listen, to look when others turn away, to seek to understand when others give up, to rouse oneself when others accept, to continue the struggle even when one is not the strongest, to cry out when others keep silent. To be a Jew is that. It is first of all that, and further, to live when others are dead and to remember when others have forgotten. My grandma Irene is now going to present the Talit.
The talit you are about to receive is heavy, even if the material is light. The meaning is something we pray you will feel very deeply. We pray that you will feel protected and safe in your talit, that you only know the pride and joy it holds. The strings are tied in special ways to remind us that we're tied to each other, tied to Jewish history, tied to God. We give you this talit with a heart full of hope, full of anticipation for the person you are becoming. May you feel lifted as it rests on your shoulders. May you feel our family's love every time you wear this talit. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahit hateh hatzit. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who makes us holy with mitzvot and commands us to wrap ourselves in the fringe talit. Thank you.
We now continue with the morning blessing. I invite up Alexis, Brianna, and Caitlin Becker. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lasek bibina, l'kavein ben yom u'ben laila. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, rokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, rokev kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, rokah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Malbish Arumim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten layav koach. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ha'avir shina me'enai, u'duma me'apapai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tlehem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'korim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, lazer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, lazer Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. For all these we offer praise to you, for the ability to tell light from dark, right from wrong, for creating us in your image, for the gift of freedom, for the privilege of being Jewish, for the ability to see, for the garments that clothe us, for the yearning of slaves to be free, for the power to stand up under our burdens, for the orderly universe in which we live, for providing our daily needs, for the guidance to do right, for endowing our people with strength, for crowning Israel with glory, for giving power to the weak, for the privilege of awakening to a new day, for the gift of sharing these words of Torah with you today. We now continue with the Chatzi Kaddish. Yikadal, Yikadash, Shemei Rava. Yama Divrach Hirte, Yamlik Malkute, Bechaye, Konev Yomecha, Uchaye Dohu Beit Yisrael, Bagala, Bagala, Uvitman Hari, Yimaru, Yeshua Rabba Mibra, Olamu Me Omaya, Yibara, Yibara, Yishtiva, Or be it true, not be it to say, be it to door, be it to lay, be it to low. She made a good shot. Please rise for the Shema and blessings.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Hear my voice, do you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? And the night, 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 night.
Blessed are you, Adonai, the one who is blessed. Blessed are you, Adonai, the one who is blessed forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or borei choshev, oseh shalom, borei et hakol, me'ir la'aretz v'ladam, alecha barachani, tuvo v'kadesh b'kol yom hamid ma'aseh bereshit. Rabu Ma'aseha Adonai, Ulam Chokma Asita, Ulam Haaretz Kinyanecha. Barak Adonai Eloheinu Al Shevach Ma'aseh Yadecha, Al Ma'orei Or She'asita Yivarucha Selah, Or Chadash Al Tzion Ta'ir, V'nizten Kulanu Mechaira L'U, Atah Adonai, Ver Hakor.
Israel, Adonai, Elohim, Adonai Echad, Origin, Yehovah, Elam,
Hear, Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Please be seated. Behavta is Adonai Elohecha, b'kol levacha u'b'kol nafshecha u'b'kol me'odecha, v'hayu ha'dvarim ha'ele asher Elohim etacha hayom al levavecha Shinatam levanecha v'dibarta b'am v'shivtecha b'beitecha v'levtecha b'derech shoftecha v'tumecha shartam re'ot al yadecha v'chayu l'totavot b'einecha v'chatam v'mizito beitecha v'shalecha Ana tizkeru v'atiten v'chai Yitem kedoshim yalechem Asher Hotzekiahem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Yolahem Adonai Elohechem. Our ancestors wrote in the Torah, Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha. You shall love God. We show our love for God when parents and teachers share Torah with their children. We show our love for God when we study the words of Torah. We show our love for God when we say the Shema each night and day. We show our love for God when we put a mezuzah on our doorpost. We show our love for God when we do what the Torah says, even when no one is there to remind us. Long ago, the Jewish people were slaves in Egypt. You sent Moses to help our ancestors so they could go free to worship you. They sing a song to thank you. Michamucha ba'elim Adonai. Who is like you, God of the universe? Still today, there are people who are not free. Pray that they will be set free. Then all who worship you will sing for joy. Pray as if everything depended on God. Live as if everything depended on you. Please rise. Kata Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The fullness of the whole earth is God's glory. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, the holy God. Please be seated. I now invite Mary Agatha Angelidis, Lou Legner, and Rita Millard to come up and read.
What does peace look like? It looks like Jacob and Esau hugging after many years apart. It looks like brothers and sisters getting along. It looks like two countries signing a peace treaty. What does peace look like? It sounds like kind words on a bad day. It sounds like a sincere apology and a promise to try harder. It sounds like people who are different, trying to understand each other. What does peace feel like? It feels like Joseph's tears when he is reunited with his brothers. It feels like people going outside without being afraid. It feels like everything is going to be okay.
Shalom, shalom, shalom,
We now continue with silent prayer.
This is the moment time goes by. For my silent prayer to you, I do prayer of thanks for all my blessings, prayer of compassion for all in need, prayer of knowledge for I can guess it, prayer between God and me. Close your eyes, say a prayer. I don't mind. A prayer of thanks for all my blessings, prayer of compassion for all in need, a prayer of knowledge for I keep guessing, prayer between God and me, prayer between God and me, prayer between God and me.
We now invite Earl Houseman to represent my grandparents, and then my parents, Kevin and Kara Bressler, for the Torah service.
This is our Torah. The words are the same ones that your parents and grandparents read at all times and all places. Its words never change. May your children and grandchildren and their children and grandchildren read it in words as well.
In this scroll is everything that has made the Jewish people unique from Mount Sinai until today.
Torah teaches us love and justice, goodness and hope and freedom. It is your family's dream that you will be filled with its values.
We rise and we take the Torah out of the ark and hand it matur from generation to generation to Abram.
Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
As we continue with a virtual Hatafah, we are told that our the rainbow for the Torah, the Libyan Torah, so that they will walk through. Please raise your fingers and translate Ava and the Torah.
Ashlosha Devarim, Ashlosha Devarim, Ashlosha Devarim, Haolam Omen, Ashlosha Devarim, Ashlosha Devarim, Ashlosha Devarim, Haolam Omen. Al Torah ve'al avodah ve'al gemelu chasadim. Al Torah ve'al avodah
alge berukatani.
If you listen closely to what Adonai our God says, observing all God's commandments which I am giving you today, the eternal your God will raise you high above all the nations on earth, and all the following blessings will be yours in abundance. If you will do what Adonai your God says, blessed will you be in the city, and blessed will you be in the countryside.
Blessed will be the fruit of your body, the fruit of your land, and the fruit of your livestock, the young of your cattle and flocks. Blessed will be in your grain basket and kneading bowl. Blessed will you be when you go out, and blessed will you be when you come in.
Adonai will cause your attacking enemies to be defeated before you. They will advance on you one way and flee before you 7 ways.
Adonai will order a blessing to be with you in your barns and in everything you undertake. God will bless you in the land which Adonai your God is giving you.
Adonai will establish you as a holy people as God has promised you, if you will only observe the commandments of Adonai your God and follow God's ways. Then all the peoples on earth will see that Adonai's name is with you, so that they will be afraid of you.
It is actually the mitzvah of the Aliyah to the Torah, the blessing of the Torah, in which Ava was coming down to Islam. When we call Ava to the Torah for her first Aliyah, for her first opportunity to learn the Torah. Ha'amod, Ha'abat Gershon, the Yosefa, the Aliyah Shlishit, the Bat Mitzvah.
I will give you great abundance of good things, the fruit of your body, the fruit of your livestock, and the fruit of your land in the land Adonai swore to your ancestors to give.
Adonai will open for you the finest treasures. The sky will give your land its rain at the right seasons and bless everything you undertake. You will lend to many nations and not borrow.
Adonai will make you the head and not the tail, and you will be only above, never below. If you will listen to, observe, and obey the commandments of Adonai, your God, and not turn away from any of the words I am ordering you today, neither to the right nor to the left, to follow after other gods and serve them.
Join together in the words of Mishaperach and the words of healing, holy healing. community, there are so many people that are in need of this blessing, in need of healing of the body, healing of the spirit, healing of the soul. Bring them into our midst, into our hearts, into our lives.
Yishebera Avotenu Mikor Abrecha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. B'Sheberach Imotenu Mikor Abrecha Le'ahavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. And let us say Amen.
Everybody be seated.
My Haftorah portion is Isaiah 60. It talks about the light on Zion. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher barakah b'nbi'im tovim, v'ratzah b'dibrechem ha'ne'eman be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah u'b'maseh avdo, Yisrael amo u'b'nbi'ei ha'emet b'tzedek. say, like young cowboy, Akimali, I say, John the Eva, you got me stuck, Yabo, the Avona, Kisa, Tilo, Sorry, I to love, and then go get your two. Yalu, don't need to keep, wait to party, I'm fine. I invite up my cousins Karen Reish and Debbie McKinney to translate.
Arise, shine, Jerusalem, for your light has come. The glory of the eternal God has risen over you. For although darkness covers the earth, and thick darkness the peoples, on you the Lord will rise. Over you will be seen God's glory. Nations will go toward your light, and kings toward your shining splendor. Raise your eyes and look around. They are all assembling and coming to you. Your sons are coming from far off, your daughters being carried on their nurses' hips.
Then you will see and be radiant. Your heart will beat and swell with delight. For the riches of the seas will be brought to you. The wealth of nations will come to you. Caravans of camels will cover your land. Young camels from Midian and Ephah, all of them coming from Sheba, bringing gold and frankincense and proclaiming the praises of the Lord God. All the flocks of Kedar will be gathered for you. The rams of Neviot will be at your service. They will come up and be received on my altar as I glorify my holy temple.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzorku ha'olamim, tzaddiku ha'yodot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer v'oseh, ha'medabir b'chayim, shekol devarav emet atzeh, al ha'torah, ve'al ha'avodah, ve'al ha'ne'eman, ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata banu Adonai Eloheinu, t'shav minecha, likavod u'tizrei. Ahako, Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lav, v'nekayim otav, yitbarach shemcha, v'tzidku chai, tamid v'olam ba'ed, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh Shabbat. What is magic? According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, magic is an extraordinary power or influence seemingly from a supernatural source. This would align with my Torah portion, which seems almost magical, as it is about blessings and curses. It says that if we follow God's laws, we will be blessed with happiness and prosperity, and if not, we will be cursed with decease and poverty. However, I've seen some really great people have troubles with their life. I've also seen some really bad people get away with the troubles that they have caused. These last few sentences just described how the Torah is a book that guides us in the right direction, not a book of magic that reverses our troubles. The idea is we bring good blessings upon ourselves by following the right path and doing what is good. The Torah is our textbook, but it is we who makes the potions of life, and it is we who cast the spells of peace. Just as with magic, things can go upside down. It is up to us to set things right. There are many people who are suffering from poverty through no fault of their own. This does not mean that they are not following the right path. It is just the circumstances into which they were born in. We can do magic by sharing our blessings and our own wealth. This is why I'm raising money for a charity called Inno Africa. Inno Africa is a nonprofit organization that brings Israeli solar technology to villages in Africa. These people have no light, no clean water, and no medicine. It is up to us to help them. If you are interested in donating, there is a link in the program. It is greatly appreciated and will make a huge difference in the quality of their lives. I would like to thank all of the people in my life who made me be the person who I am today. I wanted to give a special thank you to my parents who guided me along my path and helped me get to where I am. Thank you for planning this whole event. You've driven me to school every morning and picked me up. You've made my breakfasts, lunches, and dinners. You've booked all those people for this special day, and you've helped me be the person who I am. I also wanted to thank you for making me take piano lessons at such a young age. And I also wanted to thank my grandma for being here. I know it's been a hard year with COVID going on, but I'm so glad you're here to help me celebrate. I know Grandpa would have loved to be here, but his spirit is with us today, just as he was with us at so many other Loud family celebrations. Thank you to my sisters, Caitlin, Corinne, and Brooke, for paving the way to make my life easier. You broke Mom and Dad in, so nothing that I do shocks them. But on a serious note, it is so nice to have grown role models to follow. You three are the best sisters that I could ever ask for, and I'm so grateful that all of you have done. I also wanted to thank Brant, Aton, and Austin for being such great brothers. Even though we aren't siblings by blood, I've always considered you three as family. To all my aunts, uncles, and cousins, to both here or far away, I wanted to thank you for taking the time out of your holiday weekend to be here. Thank you to all the rabbis and teachers at Temple Beth Or for teaching me about my Jewish heritage and the magic of Judaism. My friends and family friends, thank you so much for being here to celebrate on this special day. You've been a blessing to me and helped make this day magical. Thank you.
She gets a little break. 26 years ago this fall, the Prime Minister of Israel, Yitzhak Rabin, was assassinated by a right-wing zealot. Soon rumors began to spread that it was a magical curse that led to his assassination. For indeed, 32 days before the assassination, on October 3rd, 1995, a small group of national religious activists, angry at Rabin's intention to trade land for peace, had gathered outside the Prime Minister's home in Jerusalem. It was Yom Kippur Eve, considered the holiest night of the Jewish year, and the rabbis, who had fasted for 2 days in preparation, stood in a circle, blew a ram's horn, and chanted, "On him, Yitzchak, son of Rosa, known as Rabin, we have permission to demand from the angels of destruction that they take a sword to this wicked man, to kill him for handing over the land of Israel to our enemies." This is known as the Pulsa de Nura, the lashes of fire. It's an old Aramaic ritual which was described in an ancient Hebrew manual of magic. And when performed correctly, the curse is said to bring the divine wrath down on victims within a year. It seemed to have worked. Now, Ava knows, and most of us would never believe in such magic. We've been taught that there's no such thing as magic, and surely God would never be swayed by a human curse against another human being. Judaism says that mere mortals do not have the power to sway the divine destiny, no matter how many incantations we say or what rituals we do. But that doesn't mean that we don't all fall into magical thinking from time to time, even in our religious settings. Old superstitious folkways always seem to break through. Tradition has it that some people read the blessings and curses, which Ava chanted so beautifully in the Torah portion, a little differently than she did. The blessings are said in loud voice, and the curses are whispered really fast, just in case we don't want to bring the evil eye. Demons are believed to be afraid of water, and that's why you see Golda spitting so many times in Fiddler on the Roof to save and protect her family. Amulets and red strings are tied around a baby's crib to protect them, and parents sit up all night singing Alila Abai, Lilith the demon be gone, from which we get the word lullaby. Men break a glass at the end of a wedding to scare the demons away from a newly married couple, and mirrors are covered in a house of mourning so we shouldn't see the angel of death. Now, Jews don't really believe that spells or divinations can overpower God's will, or that our actions can chase away malign forces. But we do know that words have power. In fact, the most famous magical phrase, abracadabra, comes from an Aramaic phrase, ani bara ka'ani dabra. I create as I speak. It is God who spoke those words and the world came into being, we are told. And so the words we speak create because not God will change, but we will change. Back in the days of Prime Minister Rabin, enough people spoke their hatred and anger against his policies that it whipped up one agitated soul to act. That can be the curse of our words. And likewise, if enough people speak the good and the truth, healing can be brought into life. Our words form intentions and we act upon what we say and what we hear often enough. And that brings us to you, Ava, for you have come to this spot of blessing. In fact, you came here even before you were conceived. Your mom and dad stood here on this bima as the very first wedding couple to be blessed on this floor. And they spoke of love and sacred commitment, and it came to be. And your sister Caitlin stood here for her bat mitzvah and she read the story of the ancient Israelites' lack of confidence and fear of failure. And she was blessed with words of strength going forward. And now she sits here with her own little grasshopper of her own. And Corinne at her bat mitzvah was here and she read the very same portion that you read, but she read about fashion. And look at how fashionable she is today. And you were named here on this spot on Thanksgiving weekend with your sisters, tiny little girls standing around you and saying, we love this new baby. And now they sit around you and love you as well. At Brooke's bat mitzvah, when it happened, you were a 1-year-old baby and she talked about holiness and look at the holy commitment that the words have brought into life. Of course, your family has known its share of loss and curses, but with faith and tenacity and a special family bond, even those tragic moments have brought about some bittersweet moments of blessing. And so it is such a special honor to bless you here today on the holy spot where your family has had so many blessings. I know you will go forward, as have your sisters, to bring new blessings, new simchas, new joy, and new magic into the world, because you will live with the values of your faith, caring for those who are less fortunate than are you, nurturing the environment, looking out for the welfare of the stranger, and fighting poverty, enmity, and strife. You have talent, you have kindness, you have a good soul. And these are indeed the tools that you need for blessing the world, no matter what you do. And so, as you have been blessed so many times from this bima, and we hope that you will be blessed many times in the world in the year to come, your family, your community, your people bless you. Baruch atah b'voecha. May you be blessed as you have come into this sanctuary so many times, surrounded by love, the blessings of family, the blessing of a temple family. Uvaruch atah b'tzeitecha. May you be blessed as you leave here, but take every lesson that you have imbibed and all this love with you out into the world. Then you will march into the world. You will leave a unique mark. You will heal whatever you can that is broken, and you will share your gifts with the waiting world. And then, in addition, blessed may you be when you come back, because we want you back here for all of your family simchas too, and someday to sit with a baby on your lap, blessing families as well. We know that you will look at this as a spot of blessing where you can remember that here is where you receive love from your family and your community. And we will always continue to pray, may your life be filled with magic and blessing. It is for this that we pray for you before the open ark.
I cycle very fast from beginning to the end. How every moment lasts and making now my life. La 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 I'm la. La 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 I'm la. La 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 I'm la. I'm Valerie. La 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 I'm la. La 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 I'm la. La 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 I'm la. I'm Valerie. Promise for the light, it's the light for all of you. La la la, I'm la. La la la, I'm la. La la la, I'm la. I'm Valerie.
Eva, congratulations. You did a wonderful job today. After 4 bat mitzvah date changes and postponements due to COVID, we're finally able to celebrate you and all of your accomplishments. For a while, I thought you might have your driver's license and I'd be on Social Security before we would have your bat mitzvah. But you patiently waited, and now you are here today surrounded by your family and friends, some of whom were here 34 years ago as your mom and I were married at this very same spot by our fantastic Rabbi Chesson, who also did all of your sister's baby namings and bat mitzvahs and Caitlin Brandt's wedding. I believe there are 19 people here today who were also here at our wedding 34 years ago. You all look exactly the same. But Ava, you've always been so humble, but today, since it's your bat mitzvah, I'm going to have to brag a little bit about you, because you would never, ever brag about anything. That's just the way you are. So 14 years ago when you were born, we realized as older parents how lucky we were to have such a wonderful baby. You were always so quiet and calm and never ever cried. And you did everything well and everything early. You were reading at 16 months and started playing the piano before you turned 4. You always wanted to learn, and you still do. At age 6, you were such an accomplished piano player that you were a finalist in the Miami Valley Youth and Teen Talent Show. And this was age 12 and under, and you were only 6. And you performed in front of an audience at the Fraze Pavilion and took 2nd place in the overall competition. You also performed at the Schuster Center at age 6 on the big stage in front of 1,500 people in a special show called So You Think You Could Play the Schuster. When you were 10 years old, you got to meet the famous Robbie Steinhardt, the great violin player for Mom's favorite rock band, Kansas. But you were not in awe. You went right up to him and told him you could play the violin too. And you had been selected to play the violin with the Miami Valley Symphony. On your 11th birthday, the great Roger Daltrey, the lead singer for The Who, actually sang Happy Birthday to you at a concert, sold-out concert at the Fraze Pavilion. You've also thrilled audiences in your school musical performances, playing Veruca Salt in Willy Wonka and Scar in The Lion King. You always tend to play the evil characters. But that shows what a good actress you are. You're a very talented singer as well. On top of all of that, you've always gotten straight A's in school. We've never had to ever tell you to study. You just do it without being asked. So you've got this inner motivation and competitive nature that nobody would ever know about, but I'm going to share a secret with them. So when COVID hit and we were shut down and I started working from home, we decided to start doing some sports just to break up the day. We started with something that I thought I could probably beat her in, chess, So we taught her how to play chess, and I'm very competitive, as most of you know. I love winning. However, within just a few weeks, she was checkmating me, sometimes in as few as 4 moves. And to add insult to injury, she started keeping track on her phone of how many times she beats me. So don't show anybody. That's supposed to be a secret.
84.
Oh,
50.
no. Oh, no. So, yep, it's her wins and my losses. So then I said, let's try something else. Let's try ping pong. You know, I'm bigger, taller, stronger. I should be able to beat her in ping pong. But no, within just a couple weeks, she figured out ping pong and destroys me every time we play. With her wicked power forehand, I've got no chance. She crushes the ball. Then I said, all right, we're going to shoot some pool. There's no way she's going to beat me in pool. But after a few weeks of learning pool, she figured it out and she started beating me in pool. So I thought to myself, I've only got one thing left on her. There's no way, no chance she's going to beat me in basketball. So I got a hoop for the driveway during COVID, and I taught her how to shoot, and we started playing horse at night. And at first I was beating her pretty much on a regular basis. And then I started noticing she's out there practicing all by herself for an hour or two every day, just shooting and shooting and shooting. Then she said, Dad, come on, let's go play some horse. And next thing you know, she beat me twice in a row. And that hasn't happened in years and years. So I don't have anything left after basketball. So especially not golf. But now golf is something she started taking up a couple of years ago. But she's so determined that she started practicing golf just as hard as she practiced piano and everything else that she does well. So this year, she changed to a new school, Centerville High School, and they've got a tremendous varsity golf program. And she said, I think I want to try to make varsity. I said, hey, but as a freshman, you're probably going to make JV. There's no chance you're going to make the varsity. She said, well, let me just enter these tournaments all summer, and I think I got a shot at it. I said, okay. So she played in tournaments all summer long, and lo and behold, she made the Centerville varsity black golf team. And in her very first match, she shot an 86. And in her second match, she followed up with an 84. Now, I shot an 84 once, but that was on the front nine. So today, you've become a bat mitzvah. And with that, you're considered an adult in the Jewish tradition. We're so very proud of you and love you more than you could ever imagine. You did such a wonderful job today, but it did not happen without all of your hard work. We know that Caitlin, Corinne, and Brooke are very proud of you too, and all of your relatives, all of your family, and all of the friends that are here today. We are all amazed at what you've accomplished. Our wish is for you to always remain the same sweet, humble, smart, talented, and wonderful girl that you've always been. With those traits and your competitive spirit, we cannot wait to see all that you will accomplish in the future, and we want you to know we will always love you and support you and be there for you.
Now you can relax and look forward to a very fun evening tonight. Your dad talked about your many talents and overall gentle demeanor. I just want to quickly talk about your thoughtfulness and concern for others. Since you were very young, you played piano at nursing homes and assisted living facilities, and I know that was very much appreciated by so many. And when the tornado hit Dayton a few years ago, you were saddened that so many people had lost everything. Your ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes prompted you to think about how you would spend your time if you lost your home. After some research, a local children's library requested books, so you organized a book drive at your school. We were able to deliver 2 huge tubs of books for local kids. And because you don't like to talk about yourself, I have to mention what you did to earn money to support your Project Soleil within Africa. And this is another example of how when you put your mind to doing something, you work very hard to make it happen. During the COVID lockdown, you learned how to make various crafts, bought materials, and spent an amazing amount of time building an online business. Creating the product took a lot of time and effort, and you did it all by yourself. I couldn't believe it. You successfully earned enough money to start up Project Soleil with Innovation Africa, so I know you will keep working toward your goal. I could go on, but I think any of you who truly knows Ava knows the kind, patient, and sweet person that she is. And you're also very funny. You have a great sense of humor. Ava, I'm so proud of all your accomplishments, from piano to movie scripts, to songwriting, YouTube videos, school plays, golf, and now Project Soleil. So who knows what studies you'll pursue in the future or what will inspire you next, but one thing I do know, you have a deep love of God. I'm so thankful that we can pray each night together and whenever else we have a moment to connect with God. And now that you are a bat mitzvah, daughter of the commandments, it doesn't mean that anyone expects you to be perfect. I know you will always try to do what is right, and I can't be more proud that you're my daughter.
On behalf of the Temple Beth Or Board, we've got Mark Gruenberg.
Not yet, not yet, not yet. We're almost ready. I'm very fortunate to be a friend of Karen, Kevin, Ava, and the Bressler family. I also had a chance to teach Ava in 2nd and 3rd grade in Sunday school. And tonight this morning I'm representing the board. We hope you use that cup for many, many years. Grape juice is also acceptable if you prefer. That's okay. My kids, that's kind of what they prefer. I wanted to just say a couple other things. 3 takeaways. I know you love Harry Potter. So 3 commonalities between Harry Potter and Judaism. One message is that you're never alone. I think you can see that from all the people here, friends, family, and the community. There's more to others than meets the eye, and I think you've taught us that because you see people when you see the struggles they go through and really care about people. And the other thing is there's magic in everyone. Sometimes it's harder to find. You have to get to know people, but you can find magic in everyone. I loved hearing about all your family and all the things they've done here at the temple. That's what the temple is. We want to bring you education in Judaism, and your family's taking advantage of everything here. And so how wonderful is that? I hope that you use that cup for many, many years, and I'm so proud of all the hard work that you've done to get here. Rabbis spend years and years, and I guess you had a little bit of extra time to study too, but you did a wonderful job leading the service like a rabbi would. You did wonderful. So proud.
Hello, I'm Heath Gilbert here representing the Jewish Federation of Greater Dayton. I'm also proud to say I've been friends with the Bressler family for many years now. And happy to say a couple things. Luckily, I've kind of been an old dad, but luckily with Kevin, it made me feel young. So thank you for that, Kevin, as we're having babies at our older age. I also would like to resonate what Kevin said. I was thinking too with COVID and the craziness that eventually we'd be driving to your bat mitzvah. And also, thank you, Kevin, for reaching out to Coach Day to have a Thursday night game so we wouldn't have a game today to mess up with your bat mitzvah today. We have a tzedakah box here on behalf of the Federation. I'm just going to read this here for you, Ava. Tzedakah is a Hebrew word for the acts that in English we call charity, and is derived from the word tzedakah, meaning righteousness, justice, or fairness. The giving of charity, the performance of righteous acts, therefore, is deeply integrated in our Jewish ideals, values, and consciousness. As you begin your adult Jewish life, the Bettman family, through the Jewish Federation of Greater Dayton, is pleased to present this beautiful, personalized tzedakah box created by artist Gary Rosenthal. It is our hope that this special day and gift will inspire you throughout your life to connect your Jewish heritage through your Masim Tovim, righteous deeds, Tikkun Olam, repair the world, and tzedakah, charity. And so, on behalf of the Bettman family and the Jewish Federation of Greater Dayton, Mazel Tov, and may every occasion be as sweet as this. Sincerely, Joe and Elaine Bettman and family. and for everything that Ava's done. I'm sure Kevin also, she might be the first female Ohio State football player to play in the Buckeye Bowl. You never know. You never know with everything else she's done. Yeah. All right.
Please rise for the Aleinu on page 14. I invite my cousins Aubrey and Jasmine to open the ark. Please be seated. We praise the Creator of all to give acclaim to the Maker of creation, who made us unlike other peoples of the world and distinguished us among the families of the earth. When the world was created, God made everything a little bit incomplete. Rather than making bread grow out of the earth, God made wheat grow so that we might break it into bread. Rather than making the earth of bricks, God made it of clay so that we might make the clay into bricks. Why? So that we might become partners in completing the works of creation. We remember these, our beloved, not to be sad, but to remember. Our sorrow that accompanies their deaths does not diminish the joyful gift that was their lives. We remember their kindness and their nobility and their goodness. They taught us to live in love, inspiring us through the grace of their best selves. They have showered us with love and light, and as we remember them in our cottage prayer, we bring their light back to raise up our heavy hearts. These we remember. Please rise.
On this Shabbat, we mark the yahrzeit, the anniversary of the passing of Lillian S. Cream, Roberta Gordon, Faye Siegel, Louis Plotkin, Gustav Karsh, Mary Seidenschmidt, Adam Spalter, Scott Nelson, Joel L. Bernstein, Eddie Rose, Tom Karsh, and Abraham Boltz. Our congregation notes as well with sadness the recent passing of Jeffrey Corner, Renee Diamond, Beatrice Grossman, and Terry Flack Sr.
I would also like to remember my grandpa Ron Bressler and all the members of the Loud family, including my cousin Michael Hoffman and my Aunt Emily, who both passed away recently. I would also like to remember my grandpa John, my grandma Gladys, Aunt Patty, Aunt Teresa, and Uncle Beatty. Yikadal, Yikadash, Shemay Rabbah, Yama Divrach, Pirate, Yamlik Maklute, V'chayakon, Yomechon, חיי דכל בית ישראל, לעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עולמי. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריך. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תשבחתה ונחמתה. דאמירם באומה ואמרו אמן. וישמענה רבה נשמיה. וחיי אלינו ואל כל ישראל. ואמרו אמן. שלום במרומיו. ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ואמרו amen. May the source of peace bring to us, to Israel, to all of the world. Amen. Please be seated. I invite all of my cousins to join me for the Kiddush and Hamutzi. We will now continue with the closing song, Lefila.
To a land that I will show you. Bethlehem, to a place you do not know. Lechila, on your journey I will bless you. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Live and I shall make your name great. And all shall praise your name. Lechila, to a place that I will show you. Lasimchakayim, 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 Lechila. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Ava is a blessing. Lechila.
Shabbat Shalom. We will now continue in Lemon Hall for the luncheon.